Why is it that some men don't fully appreciate a Sigma female until she's gone? While the relationship is still alive, they assume she'll always be there. They believe she'll forgive one more broken promise, accept one more excuse, give one more chance. Because she's patient, calm, and slow to give up. It's easy to mistake her loyalty for permanence. But the day she finally decides to leave, something unexpected happens. The silence feels different. The house feels emptier. The conversations stop. And for the first time, many men begin seeing her through completely different eyes. Not because she suddenly changed, but because distance has a way of revealing what familiarity often hides. This doesn't mean every man becomes obsessed after losing a Sigma female. Many relationships end for healthy reasons and both people move forward. But when someone loses a genuinely rare partner through repeated neglect, dishonesty, or taking her for granted, regret can become difficult to escape. Today, we'll explore 10 psychological reasons why some men can't stop thinking about a Sigma female after she's gone, and why the realization often comes far too late. Let's begin. 1. They mistook her peace for ordinary. One of the biggest mistakes people make is assuming that calmness is common. When a Sigma female is in a relationship, she rarely creates unnecessary drama. She doesn't test someone's loyalty with mind games. She doesn't need constant attention to feel secure. She communicates directly. She respects personal space. She values honesty over emotional chaos. At first, these qualities seem almost ordinary, because people naturally become accustomed to whatever they experience every day, but after the relationship ends, comparison begins. The man enters new relationships. He experiences unnecessary conflict, mixed signals, emotional manipulation, constant arguments over small misunderstandings. Slowly, he begins realizing something. The peace he once considered normal was actually incredibly rare. And once that realization arrives, it changes the way he remembers her. 2. She never tried to control him. Many relationships slowly become a struggle for control. Who someone can talk to, where they can go, how they should behave. The Sigma female usually approaches love differently. She believes trust should exist without constant surveillance. She doesn't want a relationship built on fear. She wants one built on mutual respect. While they were together, this freedom may have gone unnoticed. It simply became part of everyday life. But after losing her, many men begin recognizing how unusual that freedom actually was. They remember never feeling the need to constantly defend themselves. They remember having room to grow without being controlled. And they realize something important. She wasn't trying to possess them, she was choosing them. That difference often becomes obvious only after she's no longer there. 3. She loved his potential. Without ignoring reality. A Sigma female often sees the best in people. She encourages growth. She celebrates progress. She believes people are capable of becoming better, but she doesn't confuse hope with blindness. She notices flaws. She recognizes unhealthy habits. She communicates honestly about them. She supports change, but she doesn't pretend problems don't exist. Many men don't appreciate this balance until later. At the time, her honesty may have felt uncomfortable. It may have sounded like criticism. Months later, they begin recognizing that many of the things she warned them about eventually became real problems. They realized she wasn't trying to tear them down. She was trying to help them become the person they were capable of becoming. That realization often arrives long after the opportunity to thank her has disappeared. 4. She never needed him to complete her. One of the Sigma female's most attractive qualities is also one of the most misunderstood. She doesn't build her identity around a relationship. She has goals, dreams, interests, friendships, a purpose that exists whether she's single or committed. Some people mistake this independence for emotional distance. It isn't. It simply means she chooses love from a place of fullness rather than emptiness. While they're together, a man may not fully appreciate this. But after she leaves, he notices something remarkable. She doesn't spend months trying to make him jealous. She doesn't desperately chase him. She doesn't stop living her life. Instead, she continues growing, working, learning, healing. That quiet resilience often stays in his mind. Not because she's trying to prove anything, but because genuine inner strength is unforgettable. 5. He realizes she saw the real him. Strong relationships aren't built on perfect appearances, they're built on acceptance. The Sigma female has a unique ability to look beyond someone's public image. She notices hidden fears, private struggles, dreams that were never spoken aloud. She listens without immediately judging. She creates space where honesty feels safe. During the relationship, a man may not realize how rare that kind of understanding is. He assumes someone else will naturally offer the same emotional safety. Then time passes. He meets new people. He finds himself hiding parts of who he is, wearing emotional armor again, pretending everything is fine even when it isn't. Only then does he understand what he lost. He remembers the woman who accepted him without demanding perfection, the one who encouraged honesty instead of performance. And he realizes that being truly understood is far rarer than simply being loved. That realization becomes one of the hardest memories to let go of. 6. He keeps comparing everyone to her. One of the most powerful effects of losing someone truly rare is comparison. At first, a man may convince himself he'll quickly find someone better, someone more exciting, more attractive, or easier to understand. But as time passes, something unexpected happens. Every new relationship reminds him of something the Sigma female did differently. Someone communicates through games instead of honesty. Someone else constantly seeks validation. Another relationship feels emotionally exhausting instead of peaceful. Slowly, he stops comparing the Sigma female to other women. He starts comparing every new relationship to the one he lost. That's when regret begins to grow. Not because every woman is the same, but because he finally understands how uncommon emotional maturity, consistency, and quiet confidence really are. Sometimes you don't recognize rarity until you're surrounded by what's ordinary. 7. She didn't leave to teach him a lesson. She left because she learned many people believe the Sigma female leaves to punish someone. In reality, she usually leaves because she has reached a conclusion. She has communicated, she has waited, she has forgiven, she has hoped things would improve. But eventually, she realizes that love cannot survive without mutual effort. When she leaves, it isn't an emotional impulse. It's often the result of many quiet decisions made over weeks or months. That realization hits hard. A man begins replaying old conversations. He remembers the boundaries she tried to set, the moments she asked for honesty, the times she simply wanted to feel appreciated. Suddenly, those conversations make sense. He realizes she wasn't threatening to leave. She was asking for change. And when that change never came, she quietly chose herself. That understanding often arrives when it's already too late. 8. Her silence becomes louder than her words ever were. During the relationship, there were conversations, texts, calls, shared routines, small daily moments that seemed ordinary. Then one day, they're gone. No long emotional speeches, no constant attempts to come back, no endless arguments, just silence. Ironically, that silence often becomes impossible to ignore. Without new conversations, the mind starts replaying old ones. Without her daily presence, the little things suddenly become unforgettable. The way she laughed, the way she encouraged him, the calm she brought into difficult situations. Silence creates space for reflection. And in that space, memories often become clearer than they ever were in the moment. 9. She continues growing without him. One of the most surprising things about a Sigma female is what happens after the relationship ends. She doesn't pretend it never hurt. She grieves, she reflects, she heals. But eventually she begins moving forward. She learns new skills, focuses on her goals, strengthens her friendships, invests in her physical and emotional well-being. She's not doing it to make anyone jealous. She's doing it because growth is part of who she is. Months later, someone may see her again. She's calmer, more confident, more fulfilled. The woman they once knew hasn't disappeared. She's evolved. For the man who underestimated her, this can be a difficult moment. Not because she became successful, but because he realizes she never needed revenge. She simply kept becoming a better version of herself, and that quiet transformation, often speaks louder than any words ever could. 10. He understands her value. When it's no longer his to keep. There is an old saying, people often realize the value of something only after it's gone. This is especially true when someone has consistently offered qualities that were never loud enough to demand attention. The Sigma female rarely asks for applause. She shows love through consistency, respect, loyalty, patience, emotional maturity. These qualities don't always create excitement, but they create something far more valuable. Stability. Many people mistake stability for ordinary until they lose it. Only then do they understand how difficult it is to find someone who brings peace instead of chaos, trust instead of suspicion, honesty instead of manipulation. That realization can remain with someone for years. Not because the Sigma female wanted them to regret losing her, but because genuine character leaves a lasting impression. Conclusion. Not every man becomes obsessed after losing a Sigma female. Some relationships end because two good people simply aren't compatible. Others end, and both individuals move forward in healthy ways. But when someone loses a person who consistently brought peace, loyalty, honesty, and emotional maturity into their life, regret often arrives quietly. The Sigma female doesn't usually leave dramatic endings behind. She leaves memories. Memories of calm conversations, mutual respect, emotional safety. A relationship built on trust instead of games. And those memories become difficult to replace. Her greatest strength isn't making someone miss her. It's living in such a genuine way that her absence naturally reveals her value. In the end, the lesson isn't about making someone regret losing you. It's about recognizing the people who bring peace into your life while they're still standing beside you. Because appreciation is infinitely more valuable than regret. If this video resonated with you, let us know in the comments. Do you think people truly realize someone's value only after losing them? Or should they recognize it while the relationship is still alive? If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications for more videos on Sigma female psychology, relationships, Carl Jung, and personal growth. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.